if you say ahead of time.
Well, that's legit. It actually
Like,
happened
okay,
too.
good, you know, you got 3 days, so I'm gonna call you back tomorrow. If you want to reschedule and let me find another technician, just let me know ahead of time.
I don't really offer them, let me reschedule
No?
with another technician, because I don't wanna give them a reason to back out. But at the same time, I am calling them inside of 2 days. So our rule is, once I call you on that Tuesday, you're locked. If you tell me you're not going then, $200.
How do we get that $200 from him
I
though?
take it out of his bank.
Oh, and since he works for us, he is
Now I got
screwed,
it.
either, that's it.
Now, some of them are smart enough, once you hit them with a penalty, they don't take another job from you. Okay. But at that point, it costs me $50, but I got a bad seat out of the network,
Right.
right? I bet it out of the network. So it's never gonna do another call.
When are we gonna get rid of Brandon Earls for good?
I don't know, talk to Mika. He doesn't run calls for me.
So just out of curiosity, about
I had him
banned
from Xerox,
How do
and he
we-
ended up back on one of my tickets.
how do we pick up technicians?
We have a whole group of management that's responsible for recruiting them, so they're proactively calling into areas and recruiting new technicians. We have a lot of web campaigns and marketing campaigns that go on out there, so they find out about us, and they come to our website, you can sign up that way.
So your rescheduled time frame is 48 hours?
48 hours, 2 days. Yep. When I
48
talk to you on
business
Tuesday,
hours.
2 business days, so they call on a Saturday for an
Business
ETA
days.
that's on Monday, it doesn't count.
Yeah,
$200
two
no
business
shit
days.
fee.
Yeah, good point. 2 business days.
So, and they all know this in their
It's in their
paperwork that's already
it's in
been
their
taken care
dispatch
of.
Script, it's already been, most of
So it's not something that we need to even go over with them other
Oh, yeah,
than,
you need to go over it with them.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
other
every
than-
single one of them swears they've never heard that before.
I mean, go over it with them as far as explaining it to them all over again? Or
Yes.
do we do that anyways, just to reiterate,
Reiterate.
you do it and, okay.
So that way, when he calls me on
It's like a
Thursday,
nice
when you
little threat.
no-show him on Thursday, and he gets charged $200, and he calls me as part of pay issues and says, oh,
Mhm.
nobody ever told me about that, I can go pull his paperwork, his dispatch phone call, and his confirmation call 1, 2, and 3. Send it to him and say, I told you 5 different times, here
So
it
we
is.
can, so we need to be going into those notes or the memos or wherever it was and saying,
Call
confirmed,
technician,
call
confirm
tech,
confirmation,
confirm
sorry.
confirmation, reviewed that there's a fee that isn't charged if he doesn't show up, blah, blah, blah. For
Mhm.
the first day and then the second day, so there should be all of those on every single
You got it.
call, okay.
Yep,
And that's our little get out of jail free card type
You got it.
thing,
you got it.
okay.
There's also no 2-hour window.
Yeah, we don't do 2 hours,
They
they
do
do
not.
2
We
hour
do.
windows.
What?
So, when we set appointments,
4-hour window,
we
not
set
2-hour
an
window.
appointment for 10 AM. When they set an appointment, they set an appointment for 10 to 12. You know how the cable guy comes 10 to 12?
That's when you
Yeah.
have to call
We,
out.
that's how they do it. When we set an appointment, it's 10 o'clock,
Okay,
or 8 o'clock, or whatever time it is.
because it's
It's a hard
projects, which is generally more of a chunk or a
We gotta s-
change.
Yeah, we gotta,
Right.
well, it's just, that's the commitment we've made to the customer. We,
So it's no difference in customer,
it's
Okay.
just what we do.
So for instance, you have that statement of work. We don't have that statement of work that says you have to be here before 8 a.m. or before
Right.
11 a.m.
is that because you guys are more immediate,
We are an
like the
immediate next
4-hour
business day.
thing?
What they sell is, well, call me anytime, we'll be there either next business day or 4 hours. What we sell is, here's a list of locations, here's when you gotta be there. So ours is, it's a different model, right? Customer either wants to call anytime they want. They can call
Right.
6 months from now, they can call 2 weeks from now and say, I want somebody, and it'll be there next day. Or in our world, it's, here's a list of locations, we gotta commit to dates and times.
And do we use the same text as they do?
Share
Mhm.
that.
So, okay, so if we share text and they're allowed to get away with certain things in one area,
Confirmation script.
okay, does that always, does that work well? I mean, the whole 10 to 2, they're like, oh, well, you know I can be there at noon. So then for us, they're supposed to be there at 10 o'clock and they think that
As long as
is,
you do a good job on your confirmation script, they're clear.
okay,
As long as you're following up with them, you talk to them that morning,
Okay.
hey, you gotta be there at 10.
you understand, this is not an open
You got
call
it.
for you. This is a specific time,
You got it,
and you pretty much have to treat them like they're kids.
you got it.
Yeah.
Dumb kids.
It's only
Yeah.
When you were in elementary school, you remember that child that was just kind of a little bit slower than everybody else? That's okay.
Really?
Believe it or not, when I
That's
interviewed
stoners?
with,
Yes, yes,
it's
perfect.
I'm sorry, from Oregon.
Perfect. Yes,
I
Yes,
hate
the
people that
stoners.
are complete idiots.
yeah,
They ate crazy.
yes, they ate
I did, I
paste.
said it, her eyes go up like,
They ate paste. That's
really?
the right way to describe it.
Wow, that would drive me cuckoo.
Yeah. But it's why we all have jobs.
alright. When I interviewed Ms. Deborah, she said my CRS are my babysitters.
What?
And when I interviewed Ms. Deborah, she was like, my CRS are my babysitters. Because we're like, you there? Where are you? Do you have this? Like, we like the babysitters.
Oh,
Do all
wait, the
that.
text will
Yeah.
cry.
I did jot down a question from earlier, so we can.
Oh, okay, yeah, ask
Just
it, ask it.
on the face of your ticket in Clearview, because your projects and they are so structured, every one of project tickets should have a request date, right?
If we have one.
So what is the instance where you wouldn't have one if you're getting this stuff like 2 months out?
Go
or,
ahead
you
and
know?
open the service calls, and we're gonna work on when we want you to come to site. Go ahead and get the sites opened, and we'll figure out when our scheduled date's gonna be.
So if it doesn't have a request date, it shouldn't have a technician, it should still be in this.
No, well,
Or you could say
yes,
tentative.
but I will go ahead and set tentative assignments,
Okay.
right? So I'll have dispatch assign it, say, hey, the range of days you're gonna be going is this day to this day.
Okay.
Once we get a go-ahead from the customer, the project manager will give you a call and send us a firm ETA. So that way, that's how I get around. They don't tell me my schedule until Tuesday, and I gotta be there Thursday. If I got the information now, I'm gonna go ahead and get it assigned, and 90% of the time, my assignment process becomes Melissa just calling that technician saying,
Okay.
be there tomorrow at 9 AM. And I can go fast.
That makes sense, because I used to think in commercial world that a lot of techs were lying to us. They're like, well, I don't know if project's gonna need me tomorrow or not. And I'm like, yes, you do know. Like, come on, set the ETA, you do know. And they're like, no, I really don't know. So they actually do be on standby. No?
Not really lying to you. It's never, it is the extreme rare scenario that I will have you call a technician today and need them tomorrow. I don't work that fast.
They
The
have-
rule is 3 business days. That's my rule.
Okay.
My exception, I'll roll maybe tomorrow. Maybe 2 days.
Okay.
I'm never as fast as tomorrow.
Because it's a project, it's
It's a
literally
project. That's not the service they
it's
pay
the
for.
difference of building a full house from blueprints to dropping a trailer on a piece of property.
Right.
Yeah, because I've heard them say, well, they're
It's not
waiting
the
a phone
service
call
they pay
back.
for. It's not that I can't do it. It's not the service they pay for.
Right.
They pay a rate for a technician in 3 business days. You're gonna get a technician in 3 business days, no sooner, no later. Right? They would be pissed if I was there in 4 days. Well, why shouldn't it be fair to me to be pissed if they need me there in 2 days?
So you're telling me that who they cater to is actually, more of, because it's immediate, it's more?
Like, you mean like more of a priority?
Depends. In terms of
No,
cost.
money,
terms
I'm
of
talking
cost.
about just overall business
It
understanding.
depends.
They,
Yeah.
so for us.
Typically, yes. Typically,
So
yes.
do they also handle like large, like Walmart
No.
and things like that?
Theirs is all reactive.
Most
Call
of
me
ours
anytime you
are quick
want.
Services, like, you
Call
call
me.
in, hey, my printer's broken, I need a tech here tomorrow.
You got it.
We have a tech on site the next day.
Okay,
Ours is we're going to install 1,000 stores.
and that is stupid to just be expected at that point,
Well, yeah.
to be done like the next day.
Right.
Okay.
And the way your dispatch team is gonna work, when we get into the details of how we assign work and stuff like that, if I got a call today from a customer and they need to be same day, I don't have a way to get into my dispatch team's hands fast enough. They have a real-time dispatch board, right? That's constantly flowing. Their process is their dispatchers are manning that dispatch board in real time.
Because
So
it is
as
like an
times
assembly
come
line,
in,
it's one, the
right.
next one, the next
There
one,
you
the
go,
next
there you
one.
go.
Pass it down.
Mine, I'm looking at a project schedule.
Right.
And I'm managing out to a project schedule, I'm dispatching to a project schedule. So they're not looking at a real-time dispatch board and waiting for the next one to come in. They already know what's
Do
coming.
they still have the same things like we have, like the sale order or the sales to ops, the PO and the SOW?
Nope.
And is that why ours is longer is because we have all those things?
They have it in terms of it exists for their business,
Mm-hmm.
but dispatch doesn't have access to it. Does that make sense?
Why would,
Does
it,
that answer your question?
why would dispatch have access to those
They
things
wouldn't.
anyway?
They would, that's right,
Okay.
yeah, they wouldn't have that. So it's just the type of service you buy. You want somebody to call any day or night for the next year to come and repair a piece of equipment? Or you wanna go ahead and plan out a detailed delivery of IT work? This one over here, projects. This one over here, commercial. Reactive, proactive. They
Okay,
always-
so once we went and put all these things into Walmart, say for example, all these Visa machines or whatever, the debit things, and then they wanted to have warranty service on those in case something happens to them or whatnot, they've already got to have that done with us. Would that then go to them because it would be individual locations
Well, it would
rather
go
than
to
a
them,
large?
not individual locations. It would go to them because it's a reactive service.
Because it would be on an
Think of it as
incident basis
reactive
instead of
versus
being on a
proactive.
large scale.
Reactive, you call me, I gotta be there tomorrow to do something. I wait for you to call me and tell me something broke.
Okay,
Proactive, here's a list of locations, go do all of them. See my difference?
yeah.
Okay, that is the difference between PMO and CRS, or PMO and commercial.
They're calling us
Reactive
because
versus
something is broke, and
proactive.
more than likely for you, they're not gonna call you and say, hey, 300 of my printers just broke, or 300 of my monitors.
Right, we
just
wanna
broke."
upgrade
We wanna
software,
up-
It's,
Yeah,
we wanna
right.
upgrade. Upgrade, that's a
Upgrade.
key word, that's proactive.
Yeah,
do something new to it or
You
put
got
something
it.
different.
It's
in
all
it.
working now, but I wanna make it better.
yeah,
Proactive.
Okay.
if it's not working at all.
Reactive, I got a broken printer.
Something wrong.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, makes sense? Alright,
Mhm.
alright, so jump back to your packet real quick. Okay, jump back to your packet real quick. So this is the confirmation script we use for Home Depot. Okay, so I printed it for you guys just so you can see it and see kind of the level of detail we go to, right? It's a very specific script, very specific wording we want them to use, the README guide, the sign-off sheet, the installation manual, all that kind of stuff. Give the text a chance to back out, right?
What page are you on? Can you show me what it looks like?
Page 1, THD confirmation script. Pass through that, go through your install guides.
That's all install guide? That's it. Okay, got it.
Okay. Then we're gonna make sure they remember about that ETA, right? 8 AM, 2 PM. Gotta be there 30 minutes before your ETA, right? Second, I got the store location as X. Please verify this is the address you're going to, right? Wanna make sure they're going to the right place, right? Third, you need to make sure you got your documents with you. Have you reviewed them? Do you have them? If you don't, I'm gonna email them to you right now, right? Fourth, understand the checkpoints for this customer. Instead of calling into a queue, we'll have a dedicated conference line for you to be able to access real time. Barrister will have agents on these conference lines to check you in, da-da-da. Once you arrive on site, you must call into Barrister 702-778-9895. Okay? They call into us, and then they call into NCR. Okay? Then we talk about the deliverables. There's a requirement for you to provide photos, sign-off sheet, and serial numbers. Imperative that you record this information, provide them to us at time of closure, and place them on your paperwork when sent in to us. All paperwork comes to this email address. This must be done before you leave site. Technicians are required to return to site same day without additional payment to resubmit any paperwork that does not meet requirements. Okay, so we're going through absolutely everything with them. We're doing that 3 times on every single service also.
When y'all call out 3 days out, you do this entire shift Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday? Ooh, let's have some mad dog time back there.
Rules definitely we do, right, Krista?
Chris, what you got, 8, 7 hours a day?
There's some mad technicians on your hands too.
The ones who get mad are the same ones who don't show on you and make
Yeah.
confirmation process
Of
required.
course.
So,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yappa.
I confirmed with the tech 3 days, you have your paperwork, do you have this, that, and the other thing? He's on his way to site and he didn't have the download off the transfer site. And I confirmed with him. More than 3 times, because you had me call in sometimes a week out or
Yeah, we
even
have.
longer. And he was on his way to site and he didn't have it, and he's like, well, I can't get it, and I'm like, well, I'm no showing you. He had to have it to go to site 3 times. I said,
You
why'd
could
you
stop at
confirm
like a
with me
Staples or
yesterday?
something on the way and pick it up?
He said no.
They come with every.
I said you
They
could go
come
to a
with every
library and
institution.
get it.
Oh, we don't have public libraries here.
Yes. He said, I don't know
Yeah, I
what
don't have
one
access
is.
to
Oh, hell.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they all got excuses.
And he-
Oh, and by the way, they all have smartphones, but when you talk to them and
Really?
tell them they need to use the smartphone to take a picture, oh, all of a sudden their phone don't work.
My absolute favorite is the guy that
Unbelievable the level of excuses.
took a
Yeah.
picture on a flip phone and then took a picture of the flip phone screen with a camera.
About the damages
It
that we
was
discussed earlier. I know last year,
Yeah.
that wasn't last year. Yeah, it was last year. Anyway, I don't know if you remember. Y'all had a tech that was doing something with TVs. I wanna say maybe at a Target or a Starbucks.
Okay.
And I know we got a call in, and I think I made Jane to take the call, cause the guy was, walking up to the aisles of the registers and just picking up Snickers and eating them and stuff. Anyway, he ultimately dropped the TV. And
Okay.
it cracked the edges and stuff like that. So then we, Barrister, replaces that TV, right? And then we charge him for the cost it took us to replace the TV.
Oh, hell yes.
You always was,
I
that
would
was
love
like,
to
I
make
didn't
that
know
phone
if that was
call.
like stealing, like he just walking around and can't, I know we had to reimburse him for that either.
Where was he from?
I don't remember where the exact location, I know he was at a Target
No,
installing.
I mean like the state.
I don't remember. But it
We
was,
got all kinds of
it
work.
was like the weirdest, like, not only
Oh,
did you just
wow.
steal and, get
I had
snacks
a-
and getting free refills.
Well, I had a tech that was told to bring a toner back to site that brought a shop back and ended up getting toner on every single surface in these people's office with white desks and white walls and white carpet.
I had a tech that brought his kid to site and asked the end user if he could set him up in the break room with the DVD player because his babysitter called in.
It gets really good around
We had to pay another tech to go clean that office for that.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the
Do you remember
tame
Ike,
examples
by any
of
chance?
things that go
In
wrong.
Texas?
here.
Idiot.
We had one technician who figured he'd be smart.
Who what?
Who thought he'd be smart, and he didn't feel like doing the Walmart installs. So he would take the paperwork and he'd forge it, and he'd make up serial numbers, and then sign the paperwork with famous people. So he signed one Helen Keller, signed one Sherlock Holmes. What were the other 2? He got to 4 before we picked up on it and realized this guy's fabricated everything. Helen Keller, Sherlock Holmes, Moby Dick. Moby Dick was the one we caught. There was one before Moby Dick, I don't know, maybe Charles Darwin or something, it was something stupid.
And how did we, obviously he didn't work for anything anymore, but we got screwed on that one completely, huh?
Had to send other technicians out to do it.
For free.
Yep.
Hence the 70% of our price.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
A
why.
little bit of overflow.
Yep. Plus, a lot of overhead. Make this business work. Okay, alright, so that's that. Alright, so let's look, next 2 pages, next 4 pages, I guess, are sample deliverables, okay? This first one is the one we used at Home Depot,
Are we really almost done?
almost done.
Yay!
One topic.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, this is the one we used at Home Depot, okay? So they had to complete this, okay? So they had to send it back to us with the serial number, the MAC address, the computer name for each of the old and new each of the old and new units. And then they had a checklist that says, first thing on the checklist, checked in with help desk at 702-778-9895, PC 5555 before installation begun. First thing on the checklist. Hey Megan?
Yeah,
How many technicians in a day do you think didn't check in with you?
I would say 30%.
First thing on the checklist. It's the first thing on the install guide, first thing on the checklist. We talk about it in the confirmation call, we talk about it in the dispatch call, it's in their paperwork. 30% still failed.
Hence,
When I get the check off list from them, it'll have a check mark beside it.
That's awesome.
that's funny. So that actually, this coincides with what you were doing in the program software stuff of the time, the start date and end date
Got it.
for this. If they were to call in, you can write that, notate that on there.
You got it.
They mark that, that's funny. Oh my god, that's gotta make it somewhat kind of fun, you know, just to watch the idiots.
Oh, yeah. Until the customer asks, well, gee, why didn't that guy call in? I don't understand why it's so hard, Jerry. Because they ate paste. What do you want me to tell you?
They ate what?
They ate paste.
Like paint chips.
Right.
They ate paint chips. Alright, and then so that's one type of deliverable, right? And then the second type of deliverable is the second document, right? This is for that Hilux bag install that we're doing, where we're installing the bags in the vegetable aisle, right? You have to define, and this one's more of a questionnaire, right? Hey, were you able to finish it 100%? Where did you get it both in the meat and the produce department? How many fixtures did you install? How many wet cases, cantilevers, partition poles, meat bunkers, and floor stands are needed?
These are in the attachments,
Yes.
and are they able to just fill it out online rather than print it out?
Can't fill it out online, it's gotta be on this document, and you gotta fax it or email it back to me.
Okay.
Yep. Any crown fixtures up on the sales floor? Did you install the wet case fixtures at 72 inches from the floor to the lowest part of the face mask on the wet case feature in both the meat and produce department? Whatever the hell that means. And then there's a whole bunch of pictures that they have to provide. Hey Megan, how many pictures is it? 30 pictures that they gotta take and send to us
Per one?
for one store, for one location.
Wow.
Deliverables are intense.
Would these be
The
like the
hardest thing
Walmart or
to do.
something?
Huh?
Or are these
These
like
are
their
like
Walmart?
Kroger?
Kroger.
Kroger's, okay.
These are Krogers. Okay?
That is a really dangerous question. Do you have any additional comments?
No.
Please.
I'm just saying.
Death from dead.
Alright guys, so we're in the home stretch, we got one more section, our reporting template. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, this one's just gonna be a little 5-minute break, and then we're gonna come and do this reporting template, and we'll be ready to roll. So,
Yay.
gotta give you guys time to take your test.
It's really not necessary.
Test?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You made it, you're almost done. You survived.
Barely.
Oh, that was good.
So what department do you work in right now?
CRS. HP breakfast.
Do you like it?
It's okay. It's okay. I don't have a problem with it. Sounds like it may be one of the easiest ones to do. That's what I heard.
So when you say stay focused, what did you mean?
It's a lot of work. Like, I know on my part, it's like a lot of work. Like, when I get my board, it's like, you know, over 100-something calls on it. So it's like, so you can get it done. And then you may have emails coming where you need to do something else. I don't know if it's like that on the project side too, but yeah. Stay focused. I never talk. It's like, I don't even know if she's here. Because I'm trying to stay focused and get it.
Who are you? You trying to stay focused? I'm not used to seeing your name on my no touch report. I'm like, what is going on? And then I realize I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we doing the same thing tomorrow?
Same thing tomorrow.
Okay.
Same exact thing tomorrow, just, it's gonna be a different group. It'll be you, but then a different group.
Okay.
So tomorrow you'll be the expert. I'll let you teach.
Yeah. Hell.
I'll shut up for a little while.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Come
tired of
on.
talking.
That sounds like it would be beneficial to you. You'd learn a lot more if you taught it.
That's what I used to have to do before, do all the training classes. No, I don't know enough to do that. I love doing that, but no, I don't know enough, and I like knowing everything. Yeah, I would definitely like to feel like from getting on and actually looking at the website and kind of just looking around at everything.
It's gonna start to come together a little bit when you get to do.
Tell me Shannon to forward him something, so she'll look at her email and send it on.
At what point do I get the CD and
Friday. The desk and all that, Friday.
Mhm.
You have a desk and all that on Friday, and you're gonna be working with Krista to start.
right?
Told ya.
All right, last step. They try to do this in
Get out of here early.
30 minutes. No.
You tried.
Oh, God bless the new girl. Oh, she's so cute.
Technical error.
So, we'll try to run through this in about 30, 45 minutes. Let you guys understand how this works. Let you take your test. Then you finish your test early.
How long do you expect the test to take?
It's depends on if you're good contestant or not.
Oh.
You took good notes.
And how quickly you can write, since apparently it's short answer.
Short answer.
Short answer just means one word.
Yes or
Yeah,
no?
but you did get one multiple choice
See?
as a question.
One
And
multiple
anybody
question
gets-
and then.
And if anybody gets my multiple choice question wrong, you automatically fail. So that's all. That is the
Is
easiest
it all
way.
pertaining to
I had to
this
send something to them.
specific
This
class?
specific training, everything we talked about in here. I'm gonna grab the test right now.
I should be able to review it ahead of time. Since I'm a new person and all
Jerry,
y'all got to,
Is this multiple
here
test
and work
question?
here.
Who's the best manager? Because it definitely better have my
I
name on
thought
it.
about giving that as a bonus question.
what is it?
My name
Who's
better
the
be
best
on it.
manager?
If that's the case.
I thought about giving that as a bonus question.
I would've won. I'm an English major.
Which
so
party-
such thing as short answer.
Shut up.
Uh.
We covered that. Covered that. Covered that. Covered that.
You trying to read it?
Covered that.
Yes, blind is all. Jerry, it's fine.
Be trying to see.
Jerry.
I can't see that.
Jerry, she was like this. So you are perfectly fine. Not even worried.
It is always always the quiet.
She said the whole 8 hours we've been in here, she ain't mumbled nothing.
I'm gonna give you a special test.
Handwritten.
I'll give you a special test. Do you eat glue? No.
Yep, we covered everything except one question that we didn't cover now. Okay. There's one or two that you had to pick up on. There's like the other 7 were like late. So, okay, that's good.
Can you just give that to us now while you talk?
Yeah.
Oh, I was serious. Like, that's a great idea. It's open book and open notebook anyway.
Right?
Just give it to me while you're
Alright.
lecturing.
All right, so here is our sample delivery report, okay? So I make all of my PMs fill this out, as much as they hate it, as much as Megan bitches and complains about it, I make them fill this out every single day, for every call they're responsible for. They have to.
What do you mean? What do you mean they have to fill this out?
They
This is
have to
already
fill-
filled out.
Well, yeah, this is a completed one that I'm showing you, but when you start, you'll have a blank one. And then you'll keep it up to date every day.
What is this doing? This is,
This is this report here is the report we talked about that's gonna go ahead and define everything you're doing. And it's gonna show me on the daily, this is the report you bring in every morning at 8:30.
Uh-huh.
We sit down and go through things that I use to look at and say, we're doing good, we got problems here, we got issues here, that kind of stuff. Remember, we talked about in that B team SOW, no reporting required, but I make Megan send a report every day.
right?
This is the report.
So this is every ticket that we have open for the Beam team for this project
This project. the
at any
Americans.
given time.
So this is per project right now?
Per project. Do this per project. Yep. Do this per
That was the
project.
last one I did.
Yeah, this is the last project.
Just out of curiosity, this is what Megan's board looks like?
It's I mean, these are all the calls on Megan's board.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she just exports it?
She exports it to start.
Okay.
Yep. That's the start.
And then she
Alright.
adds tabs.
And then, yeah, she adds the details. Okay? So we start with site name and ID, right? That's the customer name. Okay? Then we do store number. That's our site ID number, but it's a reference number for the customer, right? They know which they're gonna call, and if they ever talk to you about something, or you ever talk to them about something, you need to reference their store number. That's their key identifier. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tech position, okay? We talked earlier about assist and lead, right? We talked earlier about remote, GCC, right? That's box mover, right? Desktop, server, security guy. That would all go here in position.
So lead means,
Lead tech. Means the only one we're sending.
okay.
We use lead really as a catch-all. This was us going to draw a map of a furniture store, so it wasn't really technical, so we just kind of wrote lead. Okay, our event number, what's our service call number? What's the site address, city, state, zip? Okay. Start time, it's the time we're supposed to be, the day, start date is the date we're supposed to be on site. Start time is the time we're supposed to be on site. Okay? We then put what time zone it's in. And the number of positions. Number of positions indicates the amount of technicians that we have going to that site.
Mm.
Okay? Assigned, is it assigned? So did dispatch assign a technician? Yes or no? Okay. Then we have status. Status, there's 6 possible statuses. Open means we just open the calls, haven't done anything but open the calls, okay? Assigned means we got a technician assigned, but we don't know when he's going. Scheduled means it's assigned and scheduled. Confirmed means PM or PC has talked to that technician and confirmed his arrival time. Complete means the work's completed. Rescheduled means the customer's asked us to reschedule that site. Okay, we're waiting for a reschedule date. We go on site and the site wasn't ready. The equipment wasn't there. The manager wasn't there, right? All that kind of stuff, that goes in reschedule. Okay, until it gets a new date and then it becomes scheduled. Okay? Tech ID is the tech who's responsible. Did we do our 3-day confirm, our 2-day confirm, our 1-day confirm, our day of confirm? Yes or no? Okay, and then our check-in confirm. Hey, he arrived on site. Okay? What day and time did he arrive? What day and time did he leave? I got a handy dandy little formula that calculates how long we were on site. And whether the next question is sign off completed. So did we get our sign off? Did we get our deliverable? Okay, photos or maps or whatever our deliverables are, okay? Deliverables sit in 3 statuses. Pending means we haven't gotten them yet. Submitted means we got them and sent them to the customer. Confirmed means they've come back to us and said, yeah, that's all I need. Okay? Issue. All right, so if there's ever an issue with the site, any issue whatsoever, site needs to be changed, an address needs to be changed, a date needs to be changed, we show up and it's not ready, we show up, we screw up and the technician doesn't show up, technician causes a problem when he's there, not able to complete the scope of work, whatever the issue may be, you put yes here. Okay? I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do with all your yeses. Okay? Install notes, so if you wanna add notes while the technician's on site, you can add them right here. And then, if needed, invoice number and invoice amount. Okay? Everybody understand this first page? First page is basically data entry. It's all from Clearview. So really what Megan does, and what my PMs do, is they go ahead and export their board from Clearview and copy and paste and fill this out. Okay, all this stuff's in the system of record. Okay? All right, so then once you complete this, any that are issues get copied and put on the issues tab. Okay? It's the same fields, so you can just copy and paste it all the way to this one right here. Issue description. Okay? And this is where you describe the issue. Tech didn't show, site wasn't ready, parts weren't ready, weather delay, customer change schedule, whatever it may be. Okay? This allows me to go to the customer and tell them, hey, for your project, we had 100 stores that we were going to do. 4 of them had problems. 2 of them were our fault, 2 of them were your fault. Okay? Very helpful in the conversation after the project, right? It's a big thing that happens in projects, especially when we do these big ones like Home Depot and Walmart. They want to talk about afterwards, they want to talk about what went right and what went wrong. Very powerful to be able to go to them and say, hey, we had 5 issues, right? Or 50 issues, whatever the number of issues are. Here's each store and here's why each issue happened. We had 12 that were tech no-shows. We had 24 that were sites weren't ready. More than likely, like for example with Home Depot, every site was rescheduled a minimum of 4 times. So, in that example, every site would be on here 4 times. And I could run a report that would tell the customer, hey, we did 1,000 sites and we had 4,000 issues. All 4,000 were your fault. That's a pretty compelling story. And when they tell me, then when that do that, it's a lot less powerful when they tell me about the 2 where a technician didn't show up. You had 4,000 issues, I had 2. You sure you wanna talk about my issues?
Looks like all
We
the
can.
issues on this are the same type.
Yeah, they were. Kickback site. Okay, so that's what this is used for. Anytime on this master schedule tab, you say there was an issue, issues tab has to be populated with it. Okay? All right. Delivery metrics. All right, column B is a sum column. PTD stands for project to date. What I tell my PMs when they do this, and this is a kind of a tough example because this project only lasted for a week. But I tell them to list out every day on the calendar from the beginning of a project to the end of a project. Okay, that would go in row 2 and row 3. And then just hide anything outside of this week and next week. I only want to look 2 weeks in advance. So if I just started a project and it's 6 weeks, on this deliverables tab, it would have all 6 weeks, but I would only see the first 2. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, then you fill out how many sites are scheduled. So this is how many sites are scheduled to run today. How many sites did we reschedule to today? Okay, so for example, on Friday, when we started the week, we only had 5. However, we had 3 calls that ended up getting rescheduled to Friday. We have 1 that hasn't been rescheduled yet, as of the date of this report. Okay? Then as you complete a day, you're gonna have how many techs are scheduled, how many sites were not visited outside the tech control. Okay? They changed the schedule date. They changed the install date. Store wasn't ready. That all goes right here. Okay? How many techs were available for service? That's simply this minus this. Techs on site, how many actually made it on site? So we had 3 scheduled, 3 made it on site. How many were late? Right, they got there, but they were late. How many got there, but they were same day replacements? So at 8, we were supposed to be there. We called the tech, he said, nope, I'm not going, but I was able to save it by finding the tech to go the same day. That goes right here. Okay? This is a formula that populates. All right, so then we look at our completion percentage for the day. How many sites scheduled? How many were incomplete outside of the tech control? How many were available to complete? And how many did we complete? Okay, this is how many were on the schedule. This is how many we couldn't do because of them, either the site or the partner. This is how many we were available, right? Just 3 minus 0. And then how many did we really do? Right, so if we had a no-show,
It would show a different number like that,
This would be
one
2.
that's 2 days over.
right, this would be 2, just like this. See this one, 19
Yeah,
and 16?
right, yeah.
And then
Which
this
is
gives.
Where
this-
the issues tab came into play, right?
Yeah, you got it, right? And that populates out a percentage, okay? Then we do just overall completion. So how many did we schedule, how many did we actually complete? Okay, we're ticking along. Okay? So this one, for whatever reason, on this day, I think it's Thursday, we had 1 technician arrive on site, but didn't complete the work. So on that day, we lost 1. Okay. And then lastly, we track our deliverables. So just like we track arrivals and completions, we track deliverables. Because a call cannot be closed until a deliverable is submitted. Okay? Completion is done. A call can be completed, but not closed until deliverables are done. Okay? So how many were submitted to do? How many did we do? Okay, and I can look at this on a daily basis to we're doing. This is where I'm gonna see the problems, right? If you come to me on a daily report, let's pretend it's Wednesday, and I see right here that we have 9 sites scheduled and only 6 techs scheduled, oh boy, we got a problem. Right? I gotta make sure we get those calls filled. Okay? Does this make sense? Okay, and the last thing is the assignment chart. This is a little pivot table that actually does itself. All you gotta do is come right here, right click, and hit refresh every day. And it'll do a little chart. So,
Yeah, that chart on our paper is completely useless, because it doesn't, it's solid black.
is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty comical.
I always look on my dear.
There's a sliver there.
There is no sliver.
There's a sliver.
There is no
There is
sliver.
not a sliver.
I see it.
You gotta hold it up to the light.
No.
That like me.
Mine is, Jerry, mine is uniformly gray across
tried.
the board.
I see a sliver.
I don't see a sliver.
I
I tried to
Did
find
you
the
even
sliver and
look
it's
straight
not
ahead.
there.
Look straight ahead, you'll see a slither on the Promethean board.
That's not a Promethean. That's a projector
Where's the Promethean board?
in the conference room.
Oh, hold it down, Grant.
That's never been a Promethean.
Yeah, there's never been one.
It's never been in here?
No.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, I can.
You passed the first question.
No, I wasn't, I'm not trying to be a kiss ass because I'm the last question to do that, but I can see it. It's like those mirror things that have, those things that have all those dots,
No, Melissa.
you know?
Mine is
no
just
idea what you're
A
talking
solid, you can see it.
uniformly
No.
gray.
Look at right there.
Hers
No.
is darker.
Look over here. Look right to the right
No,
of it,
no,
and you see that
it's not
abstract?
there.
Alright.
I tried.
Test time.
Okay, regardless. Can we just finish this?
Yes.
Questions?
No,
No.
let's do a test.
Come on, give me this thing so I can.
Yeah,
Things to do.
What time is it, Kendall?
It is 4 o'clock, y'all.
Oh.
Don't give me the kids, Jerry, they not ready.
Name on top. I'll give it to you.
I feel like you should just be able to guess who's who's.
Wait, what?
You should just be able to guess who's who's.
Do I
Exactly.
need to pass one back?
No.
Oh, you got it.
My happy ass isn't getting up now.
All right.
What are you doing, Candace?
Being annoying.
God. Really? Are you taking this test?
All right, take a test.
Are these open for discussion?
No.
Why?
Once I get the test back, we'll go.
Okay.
Megan,
What?
you didn't remind me to send you the test.
Oh, lucky you.
On its way.
Don't forget to send me the text.
You're so funny.
I